Hey folks, Dr. Bob McCauley here. Now I had a little meeting, or kind of ran into another type of doctor, and he was telling me, I went on this, what he called a ketogenic diet, which is, it's kind of the Atkins diet. So it's like a high protein, high fat diet, and they play around with it, and you remove the carbohydrates. Well, what we need is 3 types of foods: fats, proteins, carbohydrates. And what we need is around 10 to 15% protein, 10 to 15% fat, and then the rest carbohydrates. Now, what are carbohydrates? A lot of people just think, hey, carbohydrates is starchy carbohydrates. So we're thinking potatoes, we're talking flour, bread, rice, these types of things that have a lot of, what we call starchy carbohydrates. They need to be converted into sugars. But really, carbohydrates start with fruits and vegetables. Those are simple carbohydrates. And that's what really the body needs more than anything else, as far as the food that it requires, the fuel, if you will, that it requires, and the nutrients it requires to get from those foods to be healthy. So when you remove that and you just go to pure fat, or mostly fat, mostly protein, whatever it is, it throws the body into what is called ketosis. Now, this is really, really dangerous, because ketosis is what happens when you go into starvation. You produce these things called ketone bodies. And there's actually a product out there. It's an MLM and of some kind. And they throw you take this thing and it throws your body into ketosis, like, within minutes or something like that. And then you lose a lot of weight. These are all really, really unhealthy ways to lose weight. We got around to discussing, this idea of what's healthy and what isn't, and everybody's got an opinion. Well, I stopped telling people a long time ago that health is an opinion, or in my opinion I really don't have opinions anymore. I just have the facts. And what do I have to back up my facts? Well, I have test results. Now, about a year and a half ago, I decided I was going to go out and get some life insurance, so I went out and got it. And since I was in my upper 50s, almost 58 at the time, the life insurance said, okay, we got to have a full blood workup. We got to know who this guy is. Well, they give me everything, full blood workup. It comes back perfect. So I got the highest amount of life insurance you could possibly get. Okay, because usually people over 50s, they just won't give you a certain amount of life insurance. And the reason is because they figure, well, you're not going to live that much longer, so we're only going to give you this much. Well, I got the most amount they will give anybody, and I got it at the lowest cost they will give that to anybody, like somebody in their 20s or something. So I was totally healthy because my blood work was perfect. Okay, so, your blood work, it really tells a lot, but does it tell everything about your health? Well, not necessarily everything, but anyway, I followed that up. A few months later, we decided that I was going to get this full physical. Now, in the United States, something like that would cost, if you don't have health insurance, which that's another issue unto itself. Health insurance has become really expensive for a number of reasons. Politicians are fooling around with it. Ever more reason for you guys just to stay healthy out there and not depend on doctors to stay healthy. Like I personally have accident insurance, and what that is, so when I get in an accident, I don't lose all my money because I was in a car accident and I spent 6 months in a hospital or something like that. Other than that, I have no health insurance whatsoever. So if I get cancer, I'm in trouble. Not really. I'm not going to get cancer. But even if I say I got cancer, well, I would just revert to my 7-component health protocol, which is drinking ionized water, taking spirulina and chlorella, two types of algae, the most powerful foods in the world, living on a diet of raw fruits and vegetables, and of course, probiotics and prebiotics of the fermented foods and the friendly bacteria your body requires. All disease starts in the digestive tract, and so you want to make sure that's really clean and healthy at all times. And then staying mineralized. I always say minerals are the keys to start the engine of our health. And because every metabolic process, every physiological process in the body depends on a particular mineral. For instance, your heart beating, that's magnesium. Okay, you run out of magnesium, you're going to have a heart attack. Now, And then, of course, we vigorous exercise each every day, 20 to 30 minutes. Not any more than that. You build up, it's just not healthy. You build up too many free radicals, too acid. And then staying positive. You have a positive mental attitude. And that's your prayer life maybe, or whatever it is, meditation, whatever you want to call that, but you really need to stay positive. That's because if this is against you, then you can do everything in the world that's healthy and you're still going to lose out. But those are the 7 components of health. So I decided, we went to Taiwan, and I go there in business. My wife happens to be from Taiwan, so I go there. I have a full physical. This is 4 hours. I mean, I had a fast for like 12 hours beforehand, and it literally took 4 hours, and everybody knew I was really hungry. So they just got me in there and started going from test to test to test to test. So it was an amazing amount of testing they did. They did the blood workup, but man, they checked they gave me an x-ray, they checked my chest, they checked all my organs, they gave me ultrasounds for everything. They checked everything. I don't know, I 8 or 10 pages worth of stuff. And you say, where are these things? It's kind of hidden. Maybe you don't want people to see the results. Because there's some kind of, it's health, and that's all really hush-hush, and nobody can know your health, your health records and this kind of stuff. Me, usually pretty proud of what I do in regards to health. So I post them on my blog, of course, which is blog.watershed.net. blog.watershed.net. And you go there and you just look up, blood results or blood work, or you look up physical results, and you'll come up with my results. Both my blood work that was done at the end of a couple years ago, and it's now 2016. So that was 2014. Then last year I had this full physical, and I brought this up because. First of all, I was kind of challenged. Well, how do you know that your system really works? How do I know that this works for you and it doesn't work for me? Because it's kind of like, that's what people believe. Everything doesn't work for the same person, the same blood type. Everybody's a little different, women, men. You can go around the edges and kind of look that way, but if you look at the core of everybody's diet, it really should be the same. And what we should be eating most of is raw fruits and vegetables. So what are my results? Well, go to my website. Look at this 4-hour physical. I mean, honestly, folks, it came back perfect. There was nothing. My bilirubin. You all know what that is, right? Bilirubin. What's that? Bilirubin is this substance that your liver makes. So I kind of knew what it was, but I asked this physician, a medical doctor, I said, well, that looked a little high. That was out of the range. And he said, well, that was because you were fasting. So, okay, we got an answer, because normally it would be normal. But my point about all this, the results came back fantastic. I said, what should I change? She goes, nothing. This is a woman doctor. There's a medical doctor over in town. Nothing. Don't change anything. Whatever you're doing, it's working. Yeah, because by then I'm practically 60, right? And, just as an aside, I can still run a 6-minute mile. And the point I want to make here is not to say, look how great I am. Look at me. Anybody can do this. I'm really not anybody special. What makes me special is the fact that I'm doing it. Okay, it's the only thing that makes me any different from anybody else ever. I am doing it, and nobody else is doing it. And that's the point. That's the point we want to make here. People are not really doing what I'm doing. And if they did, they'd be healthy. And people just won't listen to me, because if they did listen to me, they would be healthy. But instead, they want to go to doctors, and then I said, well, I suggest maybe calcium threonate, just as an example, which has an amino acid, for some of your bone density issues. You've got osteoporosis, something like that, whatever. I recommend spirulina and chlorella for your protein. And let me go check with my doctors. Okay, if you're going to check with your doctor, medical doctors know nothing about health. What they know about is medicine. And medicine, unfortunately, doesn't lead to health. What leads to health is following nature. And it works every single time it's tried. Every single time. I don't care what disease it is you have. Okay, if it's not that advanced, like you haven't got cancer and you're on your deathbed, if it's not that advanced, okay, you can overcome it. It's not easy, especially it's 100 times easier to prevent a disease than it is to cure the body of one. but your body is capable of healing itself of any disease. So this all came up, so I thought I'm going to make this video about this because I just want to make it clear to people. I came back with perfect blood work, and I came back with, everything, and got the best insurance you could get. And I came back from a 4-hour physical, and it was in just everything, again, folks, perfect. Nothing was, like, whoa, what we got here, and we better look at this, and you need to stop doing nothing. Perfect. And it's because I follow my health protocol, and I'm very unusual. The average person's not going to do this. Yeah, I mean, look, I go home at night, I eat a big salad. That's my dinner. I do it every night. The other night I had a big salad, and it was a couple weeks ago, and I got back, and I kind of, wasn't sure what I was going to have, so I had a big salad. I have a big salad every night because I like to have a lot of different fruits and vegetables in my diet. At all time, diet is about variety. Health is about variety. You need to have as many different types of food as possible. I anchor those with spirulina and chlorella. That's what I use for my protein. And I drink a ton of water, and I drink ionized water. And by the way, alkaline ionized water, I have been demonized. I have been called a scam artist. I've been called everything. Nobody has ever wanted to debate me on this issue. Never. They never want to talk about it. And you'll find that alkaline ionized water, or what was called structured water, it's everywhere in nature, just like I always said it did. And if you don't think so, go look at this book. It's called The Fourth Phase of Water by Dr. Gerald Pollack. He's a PhD from University of Washington. He's a great guy. And I interviewed him on my radio show years ago, but he'll tell you, it'll show in there. It's everywhere in nature. Alkaline ionized water, it really is. Structured water. You look at that hexagonal shape, it's everywhere in nature. You see it in beehives, you see it everywhere. It's the most energy efficient form that we have is the hexagon in nature. So anyway, I'm relating all this stuff to you just so you know, when you hear somebody say, hey, I don't know about this, your health protocol, maybe it works for you, not for me. It works for everybody. Everybody always gets healthier when they start doing the things that I suggest they do. I've written a lot of books on it, and I've watched, I can't tell you countless hours of videos, and I've read books, and I am a naturopathic doctor. I am a master herbalist. I am a certified nutrition consultant. Honestly, folks, 80-90% of what I know about health is what I have experienced myself directly. That's the best teacher in the world. Stay healthy and go look at those results anytime. They're up there. I publish them. It's blog.watershed.net, and I'm Dr. Bob McCauley. Stay healthy.